Yo, yo, yo. What is going on, everybody? Thank you for joining me tonight. It is another episode of WIP Wednesday Live, episode 28. Thank you guys for being here. I see there's already a couple people in the chat. Get all of the regular YouTube shit out of the way here. If you haven't already, please hit that like button. Please. It really helps. I don't know what it does, but I know it does something. So yeah, if you don't mind, that's appreciated. And if you aren't subscribed, please do that as well. If you are watching here live, I will say hello to everyone in the chat in a minute here. A couple people. And if you're watching on the replay, thank you. Appreciate all of your support. Tonight should be pretty fun, but before we get there, last week was a long one. I ended up working on this Age of Apocalypse Havoc figure, which I'm going to be showing some nice pictures of this week later on in the week. He's finally finished. I almost finished him last week on the show. I also put together a WWE Ultimate Billy Gunn figure, so that was a good one. I just noticed my guest has stepped out, so we will wait for him to come back before I get into it. Let's quickly just say hello to everyone in the chat. Jordan from Canada, aka formerly, oh my god, I didn't even realize your picture. I love that your picture is a conversation piece from what I think it was last week's live stream. Jordan from Canada, formerly known as Anonymous Dude 123, says, "Cheers, Customs by Matchu. Marcus E and the boys been watching butter tarts and lemon desserts all week." And his picture is now a picture of a butter tart with a Canadian flag in it, which is great. That's funny. Welcome, Matchu Toy. Big respect to your kindness and generosity in the community. Your room is also one of my faves. I agree. He's got an awesome display room. We're going to just give him a couple minutes to get back here. He might just be having some technical difficulties. I know he was unsatisfied with his camera setup when we were chatting and testing out before. So we'll just let him figure that out. If it takes him a couple minutes, that's okay. NYC Figure Fanatic says, hey, what's up, man? Hey, dude, how are you? I wanted to actually reach out to you and tell you that I don't know if you saw, but I got that Diesel figure from my buddy locally. So I really appreciate that you offered it up to me at a good price, but I got it for like basically retail, like $50, which was pretty crazy. I don't know why he did that, but well, I mean, he doesn't collect WWE, so I do know why, but he could have got way more. So Jordan from Canada says, "Dude, Havoc looks sharp." Yeah, thanks, dude. Yeah, I'm really happy with how he turned out. So I had to represent those tarts. That's funny. NYC, don't worry, man. You will be able to find someone to get rid of that if you're looking to get rid of it. So it shouldn't be an issue, I don't think. They're still going for a pretty good price on eBay. So okay, so it looks like my guest is ready. So let's get into it. So guys, tonight I will be chatting with a fellow chatmigo and toy enthusiast. He is a talented photographer and videographer, and in my opinion, has the best name in the game. And we're going to finally be able to prove that we are not the same person. Let me welcome Matchu Toy. What up, man?
What up, guys?
How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good. I'm good, man. I'm really good. Nice to get a chance to chat with you in this format. We usually are just chatting through Instagram DMs, yep. So cool to be able to do this, which is really nice. Thank you for being here. And for anybody who is unfamiliar with you and what you do, could you let everybody know who you are, what you do, what you collect? Your toy room is awesome, as Jordan from Canada has already mentioned. I feel very similar to how he feels about your display. I know we've talked about it, but
I love your display, dude. I think
I love my display too, but the difference is like the reason I like yours is because it's super unique. It's not like a bunch of shelves that are all the same size.
right.
Like I like that yours has different levels and it's just a really interesting mix of stuff, and I'm sure we'll dive into that. But yeah, sorry to bogart that. Yeah, what you want to let everybody know who you are and what you do? That'd be awesome.
So my name is Matchu Toy on Instagram. My actual name is Matt. Obviously we share the same name. Uh, I'm a toy collector, as you can see, and I am a toy photographer. I haven't really
Awesome.
been that active as much lately. I've just been taking a break here and there.
Yeah,
The
that's
backlog of figures coming in.
I bet. Yeah. Yeah. I actually do want to talk a little bit about that and as we kind of move along here because one of the things that I've kind of been dabbling a little more into is toy photography lately, not in any serious manner, like it's more just for to entertain myself, um but yeah, it's I've started to kind of take a little bit more of an interest in it, and you know
And
seeing your work's awesome, man. You do some awesome stuff. There's especially like I remember when you got that WWE ring and you
uh,
started posting pictures in that, like that Bret Hart picture is like fuck, I love that picture so much, man. And that
yeah,
one with Shawn and Diesel
I
is
I swear,
awesome.
like when I started my wrestling figure collection, I only had a few figures. I had uh, I had that Brett. Jay Shot actually gifted me for my birthday the Shawn Michaels figure, the first
Oh,
Falcon.
that the first one, the black pants.
Yeah, the
Nice.
Montreal one. You know,
Yes. Okay. Montreal Screwjob one. Yes. Okay.
and then I just realized like six of them fell over, but this whole shelf has now become my wrestling shelf from early 90s to like mid 90s. That's where I cut myself off.
That's your guy. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Me and you are very similar in the eras that we're collecting,
Mhm.
and I feel like we both kind of jumped on that ultimate train around the same time. I think you were a little bit ahead of me, but as I was getting into it, you were kind of getting into it too. So, or you were more prominently showing it off, anyways.
So like I was getting more into it because of like the whole crowdfunding ring. The
Oh,
new
okay.
ring.
That's what really kind of pushed you.
Yeah, when I
Mm.
saw that was like shipping, I was like, oh man, I got to get my wrestling figures so I can take pictures of it. And I know there's a lot of like toy photographers who specifically shoot like wrestling stuff, and
Hmm.
all their stuff is awesome. Like I take little ideas from them, and I really have to like um, shout them out for that stuff.
Yeah. It's so interesting because we're so accustomed to looking at the Marvel and DC and comic book side of things, and then you start to dabble into the wrestling stuff and you realize that what we have on our side of the things is so totally there with the wrestling toy fans as well, right? Like it's even like on the customizing side, like I kind of went down a rabbit hole one day and looking for wrestling customizers. One of my buddies, TXT Customs, started like kind of stopped doing Marvel customs and started doing more like wrestling customs. And then
Right.
he started showing me some other ones, and I'm just like, man, there's a lot of insanely talented people out there who like don't really dabble with the Marvel stuff, but like do some really crazy custom work on the WWE side, right, or the wrestling side. So
Right.
it's
Did you
pretty
ever
cool.
did you ever have you ever handled the SHF wrestling figures?
I haven't. No,
Yeah.
I almost bought Triple H because I he was on sale at Big Bad Toy Store, I think, recently for like $20, like stupid cheap.
Yeah.
But I ended up passing just because I know they're undersized,
They
and
are
but
really
I've heard they're hand candy though. I've heard that they like can hit some pretty nice poses, and
they can hit some really nice poses, but they're really undersized, especially for that ring.
yeah. Oh, I bet. Yeah, they'd probably be like the ropes would probably be as tall as they are. So
Right. I just got a Rey Mysterio figure,
yeah.
one of the newer ones that just came out, and I'm pretty sure that that Rey Mysterio figure is probably as big as like the Rock. The Rock. Actually, the
Yeah.
Rock figure is very skinny. That's the only thing I don't like about it.
I remember seeing that and feeling that way. Yeah, they all kind of have weird proportionate bodies, like elongated torsos. So
Right.
yeah.
And I mean, they're great for like doing head swaps. I did one with the Mafex Captain America and put Rock's head on it.
Oh, nice. I guess size wise that would work pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go figure. Go is in the house. Says this is what it's like when Matchus collide. That's awesome. Hey man, welcome. I haven't seen you in here before, so thanks. Thanks for popping by.
He's a buddy of mine.
Oh, nice, nice. I actually watched a couple of his shows when he had the Toy Migos on recently. So that was kind of my first exposure to him. Actually, my first exposure to him was Chatmigos Assemble. And then afterwards, I went and I watched a couple episodes of with the other Toy Migos and stuff on it. It was cool.
Right.
So very cool idea. I like the concept. So, and Quebec Diorama says into the Matchu verse. What's up, man? How's it going? Thanks for being here. Yeah. So in terms of what you collect, it seems like you're kind of all over the board. You don't really are you a completionist in any of your collections, or is it kind of just like whatever calls to you is kind of what you buy? Because I know you collect Legends, I know you collect WWE stuff, I know you collect some MCU Mafex stuff. I'm not sure if you're really into the Legends MCU stuff at all, but
yeah, I do have a bunch of Legends. You see, like most of this is my X-Men. This is my MCU shelf. I'm starting to put together my Legends, my Marvel Legends, like Avengers, Fantastic Four, all the other things that are not X-Men down there.
Nice.
That's all Spider-Man. Like
nice. So you're like you're like me. You're Spider-Man and X-Men mostly, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I grew up on the cartoons, the X-Men cartoons.
Me too.
And the Spider-Man cartoon I love.
Me too.
Got my Turtles there.
Yes, you do Turtles too. That's right.
Yeah, and then I have Power Rangers way up there on the top shelf.
Nice.
The greatest thing though is I have these D. Blake Make signs.
I know, they're amazing.
Right? So like those Rangers, the legs are a little gummy. So when the temperature changes, things start to fall.
Yep.
I would pull this down right now, but it is actually currently holding 3 Power Rangers up from falling to their death. It's a large Power Ranger sign like this big.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. But they saved my Rangers countless of times.
Oh yeah, I bet. I actually messaged D. Blake Makes and basically said to him that when I finally decide on where I'm going to land with my collection, when it stops ever shifting, I will reach out to him and get some signs made, because I love those signs, man. They remind me so much of like old trading cards where you would have like the group name in the front and like all the characters like kind of standing behind it kind of thing. And like, I love them. So
like you can, I have a bunch of Pikachus on the signs. I don't know why I did that. You can basically use this for toy photography.
Yeah, like, those are amazing. And they're I haven't had one in hand, but like they are absolutely amazing.
They are amazing. They are amazing. And they're pretty durable too. I've dropped a few.
I just have them. Do you have them attached with magnets? Is that what you got? Is that
magnets? Nice. Because my whole idea with these shelves were I could move these shelves around.
Yes. Yeah.
Right. So not just the signs. I could actually move parts. Like I'm trying to plan out how I'm going to do Galactus in this whole setup because he's pretty big.
He's massive. One of my buddies, Gary, Peggy Dad on Instagram, he did like a live unboxing of his Galactus today. He got it today. He lives in Scotland, so got theirs early. Dan Who got his as well. So, but yeah, he was sending me pictures, and I was like, "Fuck, man, that looks crazy impressive."
I think I became friends with him shortly after. Like we were like really chatting a lot.
Yeah.
Peggy Dad, right?
Yeah, Peggy Dad. Yeah. So, he's super excited because he skipped Sentinel, right? So this was kind of like his first like dabble at like a giant figure, and he was like, "Oh my god, I can't even believe how huge it is."
I have
man.
I have 2 Sentinels. I have one there.
Yeah.
But I have the other one just over like off the shelf over there.
Off the shelf, yeah.
Because like
Sentinel's a tricky one to fit because he's fucking humongous. So
that's why it's like one shelf and then it ends in the corner, and then I have a short shelf here. Yep. And then he's just stuck in the corner, like
right. So the shelves hit a corner, and he's in that corner where there's nothing. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. That works. I mean, it's smart, and it works, right? So
yeah. Originally, Galactus up there, but I'm afraid that he might be a little too heavy.
Yeah, that's what I would be worried about. I'd want to keep him close
Yeah.
to the ground just in case, especially without having doors on those shelves. It's
Oh yeah, exactly.
nerve wracking for sure.
Like I told you, these signs they save my figures from falling off.
I don't think those signs are going to save Galactus, I'm afraid.
No, no. I dropped the Yamaguchi Venom, and he just shattered like
sucks.
all over the floor. But the Yamaguchi figures, you can take them apart. You just pop.
Yeah, just put them back together. Yeah, but still, it sucks to have them take a shelf dive.
Right.
Moose Milk Media, my buddy Ryan says those theme songs for X-Men and Spidey animated series still kick so much ass.
Oh yeah,
I agree. They're awesome. I hope they use that theme song for X-Men 97 when we get it back.
Oh, I think they should. They have to. It would be.
I feel like they should. Yeah, I feel like they should. And Jordan from Canada says, question, Matchus, what is your Mount Rushmore of favorite wrestlers?
Ooh, you want to go first?
It's like music, and it's so fluid with me. It just depends on what I'm into at the moment. Right now, like Triple H will always be one of my favorites. I always loved Triple H. Macho Man Randy Savage is another one who I love. Same with Ultimate Warrior. Those, I would say those three, they don't really ever leave my top five. They're always present. But I really like X-Pac a lot, or Sean Waltman. I guess I find him to be a pretty underrated wrestler. Yeah, I always liked HBK, but I was never a hardcore HBK fan. I always found him to be a good entertainer.
Yeah. Well, he was my number one.
Shawn Michaels, yeah.
Yeah, he's my number one. I'd have to say, like I said, we both share Macho Man.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah. Brett, definitely Brett. So that's 3, right? I have 2 Brett figures, actually.
Bret Hart. What am I? I didn't even say Bret Hart. Bret Hart is probably one of my all-time favorite wrestlers, too, yeah.
And I have to say, I don't know, for 4, it's either Randy Orton or Kurt Angle, actually.
Interesting. I never ever got into Randy Orton because I wasn't watching wrestling when he was a thing, I guess. Yeah. I kind of
that was 2000s.
That would have been late to closer to 2010, I think, right?
He came in 2002, but he was
okay.
really popular 2010.
Gotcha. Okay. Nice. Yeah, I don't even think I've actually even watched him wrestle. I don't think.
Oh. He's very talented in the ring.
Nice. Is he usually a heel, or is he a baby face, or is he?
I think he's best as a heel. I'm not watching currently though, so I think he's a face right now. I stopped watching around 2017, I think.
Oh, okay. Okay. I literally cut out cold turkey. I literally went from never missing a show for forever to literally just wiping it from my life in a 2-week span. It was ridiculous. It was weird.
You were in high school at the time when it stopped?
I was in high school. I was kind of transitioning into band life. Yeah. And that's kind of when I got rid of all my nerdy stuff. I stopped doing toys and all that stuff. Lego, I used to really be into Lego a lot. So, But yeah. Go figure, go. Matchu Toy is such an amazing toy hunter. He just walks into stores and figures find him right at the door.
So I went hunting with him one day.
Yeah. Is he in New York as well?
Yeah.
Are you right in New York? Are you?
I'm in Staten Island, one of the 5 boroughs.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
So we went to Jersey to go toy hunting.
Oh, nice.
Very random. It was on a Friday, and we were both doing nothing. And we were like, "Yo, let's just go to Target right now in Jersey or whatever." We walk in, and the first thing is I think he went to go get a cart, and I looked to my right. It was a random aisle. I think it was the tampon aisle. That's what it was. Right. As you're walking in, and I see a Marvel Legends box, and it's one of those new ones without the windows. And it was the Peter Parker and Ned 2-pack, and I haven't seen these at all in any of the Targets, because the one in Jersey that's right over the bridge, I think they get their stuff 2 weeks ahead of us over here.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But I was like, oh my god, I gotta buy this.
I was gonna say, did you pick it up? Yeah.
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 And I moved on to the toy aisle. There was like 2 or 3 more, but one was ripped open.
Of course. People are savages these days, eh? It's yeah. How do you like that set?
I really like it. I actually don't know where I put them. I've been trying to clean up around here, but like so I when I saw them show it on, like when they debuted it on one of those Pulse streams or whatever, I was like iffy about it, but I did want a Ned figure because he's Filipino and I'm Filipino, so
Sure.
but that Peter Parker figure is pretty damn good.
Yeah,
Pretty
I like both of them. I think they're both really, really good.
Yeah.
So
I use them as fans in my oh, that's where they are. They're in
your wrestling setup.
Yeah, they're in the front row.
That's awesome. I love that.
I went down a deep hole with I got the guardrails. I got a bunch of chairs. I got like a 20 pack of folding chairs.
Oh, nice. Did you just buy that on eBay or something? Or
yeah, I went on eBay.
Nice. I just bought one set of like a table, a ladder, and a chair just so that way I had it. Like the thing is like, would I love to get that ring? Yeah, especially after watching reviews on it. I'm like, holy shit! It even has like the wooden planks and everything, and like the proper canvas, like top. That's so fucking awesome. But honestly, like, there's nowhere in this room that could live.
Yeah, it's not even in this room. It's in the next room, which is bigger, but that's where I usually do all like my photography.
Oh, okay, I see. Oh, like, so you actually don't do your photography in the room you're in right now?
Not really. I did a few reels in here, with my Edelkrone setup, but like stuff with like a Dio, I have to go in the next, because like I like setting up the light.
Don't have the space. Yeah, sure, exactly. Sure.
Like this is just my office. Like I do all my video editing in here, and yeah. So
nice. That's cool. I wish I had more space. This room is only like 8 by 8. It's very small, so there's not a lot of room for stuff. Like I'd love to have a bit of room to put like a 3D printer or something like that, but I just don't have the space. So yeah. Oh yes, that's right. Go figure. Ghost is in one of Matchu Toy's photos. Bret Hart, I think, is giving Ned his glasses. That's right. Right. That's an awesome shot. I like that one a lot. So Jordan from Canada gave us his
Scott Hall is a good one.
Scott Hall is a really good one.
And the Rock
Ultimate Warrior and Lex Luger. I was never a Luger fan, man. I just could not get into that guy. I didn't see what everyone else saw.
I was actually looking for like the Lex Luger from like the 90s, but they didn't have it. But they did have the one in Target where he's in the Wolfpack NWO.
Oh yeah, the black tights, and the white.
I just bought that and I shoved him in the back.
Nice, that works. That works. I'm trying my best to behave. I keep saying like I'm only gonna do ultimates, but I've cheated already on that. As soon as I literally said that, and the next day I bought British Bulldog. I was the same way.
I got British Bulldog also.
He's so good. He's so good.
Which one?
I can handle I got the newest one with the flags that come out of his arms and
from Wembley Stadium from SummerSlam '92.
Yes, I think so. Yeah,
I got that one.
So he's I know he's the most recent one because he has the double jointed elbows that are pinless. So that's how I can that's really where I draw the line. If they don't have double jointed elbows, I'm out for sure.
And pins too, but all right. So the new Matchu.
I can handle the pins. The pins don't bug me that much, but it's the range of motion in the hands and the arms and stuff that if I can't get them into what I want them, then I'm just not. I'll wait. I'm trying to draw a line in the sand as to this is what I'm actually going to buy versus this is, you know what I mean? I'm trying to be better at that.
I do have a question for you though.
Yeah.
When it's pinless, customizing, taking it apart, how do you?
Yeah, it's not it's actually not that hard. Okay. I think the hardest part about pinless dismantling is you have to permanently damage the figure in order to take it apart. That's the problem. So the way you do it is you warm it up. So I usually just put it in hot water, and then you basically cut one side of each of the pins off, and then you can just pop the joint right out.
Okay.
So it's actually kind of here, I have this on my desk right now. I'm kind of working on these joints for something, but this is the shoulder, I guess the ring or the hinge that would go into this.
The bicep.
It's exactly the same idea. So you would cut one side of the bar, heat it up, pull this out, and then when you put it back in, it usually holds well enough that you don't need to glue it. But I have seen some people like run like a really thin, like a thin metal piece through it, so that with super glue, so that way it really holds shut. But to be honest, I've never really had to do that. Everything usually stays intact enough that I don't need to like glue it to stay together. So, but it is more of a pain in the ass because I find those joints are sturdier now. Like I find that that's one of the things I like about the pinless is like I like how sturdy. Like we don't really get like those like wobbly legs and elbows. Yeah, exactly. They've got some give to them.
Yeah.
But the problem with that is they're made with a harder material. So like when I'm using my Dremel, it takes very specific Dremel bits for me to actually take anything off of it. Like you have to use like the router bits that have like a hard edge. It's like a blade, and you have to basically cut it off. Like you can't sand it off. You can't sand it down.
Okay, I got it.
Or you can, but it would take you like the one time I tried to do it, it took like 4 times the time, and it just like it takes forever because you pretty much have to just sand it down using heat. So it's like the friction of the bit. It's not even it's not even the sanding part that's taking anything off. So
yeah, sometimes I'll use my Dremel to give it more range of motion.
What's that? So yes, exactly. Yeah. So I mean that I would say that's the only thing with the pinless stuff that like I don't like is like I find that the hard plastic's harder to shave off.
Yeah.
And the way they build them is like there's way more contact with the upper and lower arms on the elbows now because they're like I don't know how to really explain it the best, but like you have to take off a lot to make clearance, which can then cause the joints to be a bit more fragile. So
okay. So like I only use the Dremel on like the neck piece or like the torso piece. So like on this Iron Man figure, I use the Dremel inside here to give it more
forward.
Yeah. So like if I go up, you'll see that there's a hole right there.
Yeah. Yep. That's okay though, because it's that's
I'm not gonna go that far back.
Exactly. Yeah, it's good when you can do that. Honestly, Dremels are handy for a lot of things. Even if you're not a customizer, they're good for so many different things, head sculpts and accessories and just there's so many things that it makes sense to use it on. So Jordan from Canada says, can I get a t-shirt check, gents? Nice graphic tees. And who is this beautiful Matchu Toys, who is this beautiful figure in front with the leather jacket? I'm gonna give you the screen for that one because you showed me that yesterday. It's very cool.
Yeah,
this is my shirt. I'm wearing my Loot Crate Ninja Turtle shirt today.
Let me show my shirt first. This is from Into the AM.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah,
hang on, I need to give you the screen here. That's so dope. I love that. What's that called? Into the AM?
Yeah, I got it from Instagram. Like an Instagram got me good.
Oh, okay. Is that like is that like a web store?
Yeah. Intotheam.com, I believe it is.
Into the AM. Okay, I'm gonna check it out. I'm always looking for good graphic tees.
Yeah.
I've been all over Ripped Apparel lately, but I find their customer service is really, really bad. So yeah.
Yeah.
You want to showcase that Miles right there in front?
Oh, right. I forgot to bring out a battery though. Hold on. So this is the 2020 Miles Hot Toys.
That's beautiful.
Right. So like it's supposed to light up. I have the wire here, and I can grab a battery really quickly. Hold on, give me 1 second.
Yeah. Go Figure Go says, all right, I have, he says he has to give us his too. So Go Figure Go's favorite wrestlers, Roddy Piper, good choice. Ultimate Warrior, Undertaker, and The Rock. Yeah. Those are good choices, man. I fucking love Roddy Piper.
Roddy's another good one.
Yeah, he is a good one. He's another one where I hope they give him the ultimate treatment somewhere down the line. I'd really like to have that. So
a good place to pick up wrestling figures are toy shows because because they have like a good selection usually. Like the ones by me when I go to Jersey and they have a toy show, they'll have like one room and they'll like the whole back wall is just like all wrestling figures, and that's in Jersey.
That's cool. We have toy shows here semi regularly. I actually have only been to Fan Expo here. But last time I went, it was pretty uninspired. So I don't know. I kind of took a break from it for a couple of years. Maybe I really want to do San Diego Comic-Con next year. I'm gonna make a conscious effort to try to do
I'm gonna try to go. Yeah, I'm gonna try to be there. We're gonna have to link up then.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I literally want to go for the potential just to see I keep seeing everybody meet up with everyone, and I'm just like, I feel like I'm missing out on all the fun. That's fucking so awesome.
All right.
That's and then so cool. His eyes light up too.
Yeah. And there comes with like two more faceplates. So this is the one where he has like the one eye closed, one eye open.
That's cool, man. That's so dope.
Right? And then like he has a little Walkman right here. And it's magnetic.
Oh, dude, that's dope. It goes on the I made a 90s X-Men inspired Spider-Man back in the day. And one of the features I did was I gave him a Discman with and it was magnetized and it could go onto his belt. It would stay on his belt with a magnet.
Awesome. Yeah. So it's like this. They stole your idea.
They stole it. Those fuckers.
Yeah. Goddamn Hot Toys.
That looks beautiful though. I love that you can plug them in with the USB and like keep it up. That's so cool.
I love the jacket.
Me too. It's really nice. Nice detailing on the elbows there too.
Right.
Really, really sharp. I don't have Hot Toys. I can't go down that hole. I'll be in trouble.
I have a few. So I also have the Scarlet Spider one. That was actually one of my first reels.
Good choice.
And then, you know, like toying around enabled me on that Spider-Man.
That classic looking one. Yeah, that's a good one. He almost got me too. I'm behaving though. I'm trying to say to myself, it's okay to buy one-off toys here and there because I don't have a home for them in my house, but I have a home for them at work. Like my work office, I have like a ton of space, so I can kind of just put a mixer of shit in there. But I kind of have to draw the line when the price is over $100, and those Hot Toys are not cheap.
Yeah,
they're pricey.
This is like one of the first pickups from Comic-Con.
Oh, sweet. We're going to talk about that in a few minutes. Let me get through these real quick. And then I have a couple of easy questions for you just so so we can all get the feel for a couple of things. Go Figure Go says, what's that yellow light box next to your shield?
Oh, nice. It's just blown out. It's a Marvel sign.
Oh, logo? Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. It's really bright. The light
is bright, but you can't really see what it is. I see. It just looks like a...
Yeah, if I mess with the camera, like you'll be able to see it. Let me show you. And it's powered through USB, so I actually have like a...
Oh, that's great. Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah, you really can't tell that that's what it is. So, that's cool. That's very cool. NYC Figure Fanatic says, Mount Rushmore, The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Macho Man, Mick Foley, Scott Hall. Cheated, needed 5 spots. Good choices. Mick, I just watched a special on Mick Foley last night, or a YouTube video. Man, that guy's fucking nuts. So crazy.
I was watching, what was I watching the other day? I was watching like those the Vice videos.
Vice.
You watch like, Dark Side of the Ring or whatever.
Oh, cool. No, I haven't seen any of those.
Those get really in depth. Like they were talking about, I forgot who it was. Gino Hernandez. I've never heard of him before, but like it was like a 40-minute long documentary about how he was murdered.
Oh,
yeah.
Man. Crazy. The only wrestling thing I've really been watching a lot of, I found this channel called Wrestle with Andy, and he does like I got into him from his timeline videos. He basically does like 1990 to 2000, like a decade in review, and it's like 3 hours, but it just goes through every year, like all the title changes, all the big things, all the interest.
What was it called?
Good. The channel is called Wrestle with Andy, I think.
I think I've watched that. Like it's
really good. It's really, really good. I like it a lot. So now I'm kind of going through his channel and like watching like I watched the Mick Foley story, and they're about like 20 to 30 minutes, and he has them on all like the big main players, and he's been around for a long time, so he's got some that's like they're pretty old, right?
I think I've watched that. Yeah. I don't know if I caught the McFoley one, but I've definitely watched that channel.
Some of it, yeah. I started with all of the timelines. He only did up to 2003, I think, but they're really good. So, NYC Figure Fanatics says that Miles is so dope. Matchu enabled me on the classic. Might need to get the Miles.
I actually want the actual game suit Miles where he comes with the cat.
Oh, that would be cool. That's a newer one, isn't it? That's a newer. Isn't that a newer release?
Yeah, that came out before this one.
Oh, it did. Oh, okay.
Just came out, I think.
Okay, cool. So getting into, I always like to do these like rapid fire questions just so I can get like, so the audience who maybe doesn't know you kind of knows a little bit about some of your favorites. So like, who's your favorite superhero, or top 3 or whatever. I know it's hard to pick one.
Spider-Man.
Oh, okay. There you go. Any Spider-Man, or like, do you like Peter over Miles? Do you like both? Do you like?
I mean, like I grew up with Peter, right?
Yeah.
Peter's he's number one.
Yeah.
Followed by, I have to say Cap. Surprisingly, I think it's because of the MCU movies.
Interesting. That's why I like Captain America, is from the movies. I know that's sacrilegious to a lot of people, but
right, I know.
I just was never a fan of Captain. I know who he is and I knew his story, but I just was never really compelled by him when I was younger, I guess. So
right.
Favorite super villains?
Ooh.
Do you usually lean more towards the hero side or the villain side?
I do like the bad guys.
Me too.
Who's my favorite villain? This is a tough one. I don't know. I like Ultron.
That's a good choice. That's a good choice. Go Figure Go says, if you have a pet monkey, what would you name it?
Miguel.
There's got to be something that I don't know about that.
Yeah. I don't know if he'll let me get into it. So I'll just leave.
That's okay. That's just for you two right there. Do you do much DC, or are you mostly Marvel? Or
I do a bit of DC. I was watching what was that on HBO Max? The Harley Quinn show is really good.
The which one?
The Harley Quinn show.
Oh, I've heard that was good. Yeah.
There was a new
cartoon. That's the cartoon, right? But it's like adult. It's not meant for kids.
It's adult. You do not watch that with kids.
Yeah, I've heard that.
It's hilarious. I think the first 2 seasons were really good. Third season, I kind of fell off on. I was watching a bunch of the DC animated movies. Those I really like. What was it?
It seems like DC does really well with their animated stuff, eh?
Way better than their movies, apparently.
Yeah. A lot of my local friends are all about the animated stuff, and they're like, they should just let those guys make the real movies because they do an amazing job. Yeah.
Well, Black Adam. Did you get the Black Adam figure, by the way?
I didn't. I'm not a DC guy in any capacity. And as much as I enjoy The Rock as an actor and just in general, Shazam and Black Adam literally do nothing for me.
I think I bought it more because it was The Rock. And I was this is a really good Rock figure.
Yeah, it looks good. The likeness is really good. And I again, I think I said this a couple of weeks ago on the show, but NYC, thanks for stopping by, man.
Later, man.
Says, I'm out, guys. Gonna catch the replay. Peace. Thanks. Thank you for stopping by.
Don't forget to hit that like button too.
Yeah, hit the like. Hey, he's good. He's there's a few of these, like, most of the people in here right now are my usuals. So usually I have there's about 5 people who are like regularly here, which is a lot of fun. So and then in terms of like action figure stuff, if you had to narrow it down to one, like, who's making the coolest toys right now for you, in your opinion?
All right, so I actually came into the game only buying imports. I never really bought Hasbro stuff until probably around the pandemic started.
Oh, okay. Wow, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, because like all the import stuff was taking forever to come out. Like SHF.
Yes, Mafex. Oh my god, fuckers, man, take forever.
Yeah.
That being said, though, are you a Mezco guy? I'm not a Mezco guy, but are you a Mezco guy? I know you have like pink skulls and stuff, but
yes, I'm selective. I do like the Rumble Society. I do have the Wolverine figure that just came out. That's a really good one.
Nice.
Other than that, like, I don't really like I feel like they're too thick. Like,
Yeah, soft goods.
superhero-
That's where I'm at. So I think, to be honest, my biggest thing that turns me off about Mezco and about Hot Toys is just like they're expensive, and there's no like living proof that that kind of stuff is going to age well. And
right,
and like I think of spending $300 on a figure that in 20 years could be deteriorated. It's
right.
like it's slightly concerning to me.
I'm like,
So
I'm picturing like the movie Turtles suits.
yes, that's where my mind goes. It's like all the pieces flake off, and just like I
Which
don't
is
know.
actually why I bought the Michelangelo, the mummy
The
figure.
mummy, because of that face.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it on and just like use it as a shot.
That's fucking great. I do really like. I love like if I had to pick one, I think I'll always pick Hasbro. And the only reason I would always pick Hasbro is just because it's like that's where I feel comfortable customizing. And
Right.
it's like, so it's just kind of is a two-parter for me. Aside from having everything I want, it also is where I'm comfortable.
And to answer your question, like I was saying, like with the imports, that's where I started, right? That was
Mhm.
and like Hasbro's was like my, it was my filler.
Right. Just it would be your placeholder until the import stuff came out.
Right. And lately now it's more like the way the Hasbro, yes, Hasbro figures are getting pricier,
Yeah.
but their quality is actually not that far off now. Like the plastic feel of these
Yeah,
figures,
they're much better. Yeah, I
right?
agree.
Like
Yeah.
that Mafex Iron Man that just came out, I have that. And like you saw the pictures that I put up of it,
Mm-hmm.
the feeling of it,
Beautiful.
it's very light.
Yes. I find Mafex like that always, though, right?
Not, I mean, that cat figure is pretty hefty
The
compared to like the other Mafex figures, right?
Oh, really? See, I did not get Iron Man, so I don't have him in hand, so I don't know.
But like lately, I feel like like I don't know, the plastic that they're using is kind of cheaper, maybe. Um,
Interesting. I found Jean very sturdy, considering.
yeah, she's well because it's probably not as hollow, right?
Maybe that's why.
The Iron Man figure, if I put a light behind him, you can
Yeah.
see the light
Through him? Oh, crazy.
through his legs.
Yeah, that's pretty thin plastic.
Yeah, that's how I was like, huh? These kind of feel a little fragile to me.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Um,
So
so are you thinking? So are you saying more Marvel Legends then, or
yeah, probably more Marvel like the Hasbro figures. I would probably go
nice?
Marvel Legends.
I have to give them credit, and it's like I know they're getting a lot of heat right now with, the
The
the HasLab and the windowless packaging, and I've said it a few times on here as well, as like I feel like a lot of people are trashing the windowless packaging and saying, oh yeah, shitty paint apps and blah blah blah. But I do think that a big part of why there's such an uptick in people complaining about that stuff is because they're not able to navigate away from it themselves. Like, how often did you hear about shitty paint apps at a store when people could go and pick from the best of the best? You
right.
never really heard about it, right? But now that people are already bitter that they don't get to see it, and now they're just looking for something to complain about, so they get a shitty paint app, and now it's like the end of the world, right? Which, don't get me wrong, like I agree that that needs to be resolved, but like since the windowless packaging, I've had two bad experiences, and both were minor in nature. But like one came with like the wrong set of hands as my second hand, and one had like a missing paint app. But like it's pretty minor.
I mean, like, yeah, it's the luck of the draw with that. But like so I got the Black Ninjetti Power Ranger,
Mm-hmm.
and that wasn't a windowless package, but it came with the wrong set of hands. He has
Oh,
he has two left hands.
that's what happened with my Nakia figure from that new Black Panther wave. She has two left hands, two open left hands, and no fist
And
or
like
no
I feel
weapon
like
holding.
more collectors order online now anyway, so it's
Yes,
like
I agree.
it's going to be a luck of the draw no matter what if it was windowless. But I understand if you see it on the shelf, right?
Yeah.
There's no way to tell if there is a if there is
Well,
a defect or if there's a swap.
Well, here in Canada, it's becoming more of a problem because Toys R Us and GameStop just made rules that you can't all adult collectibles are final sale. So if you buy a Marvel Legends and there's not the right thing in there, you're just out of luck. That's just the way it is.
Even if you open it in front of them, like in the store.
Final sale.
Wow.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
That is.
Jordan from Canada says, Legions. Bro, I'm sorry. Making the dopest sculpts. That Headless Horseman they showed, that Trevor shot, that
I'm waiting for that.
Oh my God, man. That's so beautiful.
Can't ask about it anymore because they said don't ask them about like notifications anymore. They even sent out that email. I do have a bunch of notifications.
Do you? Yeah. I'm not really a fantasy guy, but a lot of the what's the space ones called?
Cosmic Legions?
Cosmic Legions. A lot of those, there was a couple of them that almost got me. I stuck with it, but But yeah, there was a couple that I was like, ooh, yeah, pretty nice, pretty good.
My bottom shelf over there, but they all fell over.
Just an avalanche of Mythic Legions.
I also have like Joy Toy, the 1/18th stuff over here, and the 1/25th scale robots, like the mech suits.
Oh yeah, nice. Oh, those look pretty cool. Who does those?
Joy Toy.
Oh, Joy Toy, nice.
Yeah, it's like the.
Here, let me give you the screen.
Acid Rain.
Oh, that's the Acid Rain stuff. Okay, cool.
Yeah. So
that's very, very cool. I love all your little gadgets and gizmos. You got all these cool like camera tech and it just follows stuff around. Wow, the paint detail on that's really nice.
Yeah. Sorry, my laptop is blocking that shot.
Yeah, that's all right. You know.
Man, this reminds me of Titanfall. Did you ever get that?
No. Is that a game?
Yeah. First person shooter, you can also get into like these giant mechs.
Cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. I like that. I'm not a gamer much, but I just got my first video game in probably like forever. I got Shredder's Revenge.
Of course.
So I'm pretty excited. I haven't played it yet. It came in yesterday. I was hoping to put some time in today, but I spent most of my day off customizing away today, so I didn't get to it. Before we get to SDCC, New York Comic Con, because I'd like to hear about your experience. Jordan from Canada had a question, but I don't think he realizes that you don't customize. He says, Matchu Toy, I asked Customs this too. As an action figure fan, do you remember the moment that pulled you into customizing? I guess it's not really I know you've done some light customizing. I remember when you did your stealth suit Mafex Captain America.
Yes, we went back and forth with that.
Yes, we did. So I guess that's not really super relevant. But he then followed it up with Matchu Toy. You got great taste, dude.
Thank you.
It's awesome.
So, the first custom I've ever made, I think I was like 11 or 12 actually. It was a wrestling.
Oh, really?
Figure. Yeah.
It was a wrestling figure? I definitely did some head swaps when I was a kid with the Jax bone breaking or bone crunching action figures.
Okay, so like I did collect the Jax, but do you remember WCW figures? They were made. I think
the
they were
Toy ones.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So I had a Ric Flair. I think it came in a 4 Horsemen set, and they had pretty good articulation.
Yeah, they had great. They had Marvel superheroes level articulation. They had single jointed elbows and knees, and they moved with the just the
sculpts were pretty good.
Yeah, right? They were great.
So I took a Ric Flair figure, and I remember I think the Giant came with like a little rubber Rey Mysterio.
Referee. Oh, that's right, with the bendy. Yes, I remember. Yes.
So I cut the head off that, and then I added some clay and painted it and put it on the Ric Flair, and then painted the whole entire figure, and it was Ultimo Dragon. I gotta find
that's cool. That's
so
very cool.
Ultimo Dragon.
That's dope. I definitely did head swaps, but I don't think I actually ever really painted anything. I think it was always just head swaps and that was it. So Charlie's here. Charlie, what up, dude? I'm here, guys. Don't worry. Thanks for being here. And Jordan, don't feel bad, man. You're good. It's all good. Let's talk about New York Comic Con. So New York Comic Con was last weekend.
Yes.
You being in the area got the opportunity to go and check that out.
Mm-hmm.
Is that one of the right? Do you do that one regularly, or was this your first time doing that one? Or
So I go regularly with my sister, my older
okay,
sister, and we've been going for the last few years now. When it minus the whole pandemic thing.
right.
So we went last year. Um, the biggest pickup from last year. Well, I have hers here because I was going to do a shot with it.
Oh, that's pretty nice. That was
Yeah.
last year.
Yeah, this was from last year, but this year I got like, of course, I got this Hot Toys
Miles.
Miles, but this year,
Oh, that's an Obi-Wan one.
Obi-Wan from A New Hope.
That looks great. Does that come with the like the insert for the blade and stuff as well?
Yes,
Nice.
the blade is over there. I was actually twirling it around, but like this comes with a blade plug.
Oh, okay, cool. So then it doesn't have this big giant hole in the top.
Right. So like I don't want to blow this out, so I'm gonna move the microphone a little bit away. But like, so this will light up too, like this thing.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
So that's how you know it's on. So like imagine that blade.
Oh, that's cool. That's another thing on my list of things to eventually get is a lightsaber.
If you strike me down, I shall become more powerful than you could possibly imagine.
That's so cool. That's so cool. Is that die cast or is it plastic?
No, that's all metal. That's
Oh,
a
wow.
replica one. That's
Wow.
that's pricier than the Disney ones.
Very cool. Yeah, I always see them when Ernie unboxes them on his show or whenever he's playing around with them, but
Mhm.
that's the most exposure I get to them. But it makes me like I'm undecided because there's so many that I really like Obi-Wan, but like I also think it would be cool to have like a Mace Windu one just because I like the purple. But then I'm like, maybe I wait until I go to Disneyland and I can build my own, like the Enablers did that, like I just like there's so many things where I'm just like, I don't know.
I want to do
I
that
don't
too.
know. Do you?
Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's not one of those things that I feel like I have the room to buy a bunch of. Like I don't want to go down the rabbit hole and pick up, I'll get one and say that's the one, but yeah, they're so cool. And the die cast is where it's at for me.
So
Like
that's
I love
actually
that.
like when I put the blade in, that's actually a combat saber. Like you
Oh,
can actually
cool. You could use it for that's cool. That's
so it
really, really
won't break.
cool. And does it have the clip and stuff that you can like clip onto your belt? And
I think they sell that. Like, so I got this from Vader's Vault. I think they have that, but you can probably make one,
right,
because it has like the little loop.
oh, okay, yeah. So then you should be able to.
Yeah. So
then you're just putting it on some sort of a hook of some sort, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there you go. That's so cool, man. That looks so fucking.
But it even has like, so on the movie ones, they were using like parts from cameras and all different stuff. So it has like the labels from it.
Oh, interesting. That's so weird. So those are like meant to be like replicas then, like perfect replicas. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Oh,
what was your favorite stop at? So like in terms of like how big is NYCC? So like in the States, the only cons I've been to is I went to Emerald Con in Seattle the year before COVID, I think. I don't think it was 2019, maybe 2018, but it was huge. It was like 4 floors of just like all pure nerdisms.
I mean, it's pretty. I don't know how to compare it because I've never been to SDCC. I mean,
from some of those pictures from Thursday, Friday looked very empty. Like,
so Thursday was empty compared to like Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I think Saturday and Sunday is usually packed.
Right. That makes sense to me. Just because given the fact that it's the actual weekend and people can get away from work and go and do that sort of thing, right? So that makes sense to me. What was your favorite stop at Comic-Con this year?
I mean, I think now it's like a yearly thing that I get a saber.
Is it? Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. So because like the like I said, this is the one that my sister got last year, but I also got
Right.
my own, but it was like the entry level combat saber, but it was still pretty pricey. It was more expensive than the HasLab that they tried to fund. So that I'll give you that ballpark price.
Okay.
But like if I go to SDCC, it's like if they're there, I might have to get one of the like the custom ones.
That would be really dope.
And those can run from like 1,300 to like $4,000.
Ooh. But again, though, if it's sticking with the die cast and everything, like I get that, right? Like, because that all has to literally be handmade,
Yes,
piece by piece. Like that would have to be pretty extensive workmanship.
So like this one, let me see if it slides juice me. All right, let me switch cameras here. So this one.
Oh, cool. It's got the crystal. That's so sick. Man, that's fucking really cool.
Right? Yeah. So
yeah, see, that's what I want. I want something like that. I want something that can come apart and can be impressive.
Right. So like when they have the crystal, it's a little more expensive, but they didn't have any at the show at the con.
At this one?
Yeah. I think the meetup spot was definitely like the HasLab for a lot of the toy collectors and toy photographers.
Was it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I gotta say, I love how open and engaging Ryan and Dan and Dwight are with their fans. Like it's such a, like even the other day, like again, like I have no connection with any of those guys, but like
same.
The other day, I think I commented on one of Ryan's stories. So Blink 182 is just announced that they're back together, as Tom and Mark, or Tom's back in the band or whatever. And I know Ryan's a huge Blink fan. We've had lots of back and forth when I was working on that Mark Hoppus figure. And so I just randomly messaged him and I was like, oh, dude, I'm so excited too. And we kind of started chatting a little bit about it. And I shared with him my album cover, my Enablers and album cover of Enema of the State with him. And we kind of chatted a little bit. But I'm just like, in what world do you get to do that with, the heads of, I mean, I know they're not the heads, but I mean like the faces of the Marvel Legends team.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like how often do you get to do that? And even just the fact that they take the time and will engage with people, like, man,
dude,
I feel bad for them for the amount of shit that they take, because it's just like, it's not their decision most of the time,
Right. And they're taking a lot of shit that like
so much.
But like on Thursday, like I met Dario and Lago at the HasLab, and then I saw 1/6 shooter Trevor also.
Nice.
But like I was looking at the HasLab, I'm like, wow, this is amazing. And Dwight just starts talking to me out of nowhere. Right? I'm like, he doesn't know who I am. But like, he just starts talking to me, and then Ryan also starts talking to me. Dan wasn't there on Thursday.
Oh, okay.
But I did see him Friday. Friday I got a picture with all three of them.
Oh yeah, I think I saw that. You posted it, didn't you?
Yeah, I put it on my story.
Yeah.
And then but they're so nice to talk to,
Yeah.
They're normal people, and I do feel bad that they do get the shit that everybody's like, that HasLab is beautiful in person.
Is it? It looks I never didn't think it looked beautiful. Even with the renders, I was like, this looks fucking really nice. I don't have a place for it. So like it's a no for me, based exclusively on that. But I've pretty much drawn a line in the sand with HasLab and basically said, like, after the Sentinel, like I'm pretty much going to pass on everything, because I don't have the space, and I can't think of anything that would draw me in enough to make me change my mind. So I just don't think that there's anything. So
I don't know if it's going to get funded. I hope it does, but like,
I hope it does too. I hope it does for the people who really truly want it.
Right.
I feel bad that it's where it's at. I don't argue with what people say. Like, I don't argue with the fact that I don't see $350 worth of value in it, regardless of how good it looks.
Yeah, but you're not bashing the thing, right?
Yeah, that's the thing, is like, to me, I want to see it get funded. Like, it's even Galactus. Like, I didn't back Galactus. I don't have enough attachment to that character, nor do I have the footprint to put that anywhere. But I'm so excited to see them starting to ship out because I can't wait to start seeing all the pictures that are going to come out of the community. Right? It's like I remember when Sentinel came out, and I didn't get a shipping notice for my Sentinel till way later, and like I was just loving it, man. I was just basking in everyone's enjoyment of it. Like
I didn't even back the Sentinel, so
you got it after you got it.
I got it after
third party.
I got it on eBay.
Ooh,
and at the height of the Sentinel shipping
craze, yeah.
So you know how much that was, right?
They were going for a pretty penny for a few minutes there.
Right. And I got 2, right? But the second one,
that's crazy.
The second one, I actually won on I won it on a drawing.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
I only spent $30.
Oh, that's amazing. That's pretty amazing.
First ever drawing on Instagram, and that I won that.
Very, very cool. Charlie Zimmel says, very important question. How dusty are all those shelves?
They're not that dusty because it's.
But you move your stuff around a lot too, don't you?
I do.
Yeah. That makes a difference.
And I have a air purifier to try to keep it clean, but like.
Oh, good idea.
Down, right? Stuff is always falling down, so I'm always picking it up and moving it. Adding
when I did my reline this time, I dust proofed my case as best as I could. So I did it. I did foam insulation on the sides of the doors, and then I put like weather stripping in the middle between the doors, so that way I could stop stuff from coming in. But I have 2 shelves up at the top, the very top 2 that I don't have doors on, and they're dusty as fuck already. It's annoying. So
that's ballsy.
I know
the top shelf.
They're at the very top. Like it's crazy, dude. It's so dangerous. Yeah. And it's like, I mean, the Power Rangers, like you said, they shelf dive like crazy. So I'm afraid of but they survived this summer. So they're just crammed in there so tight that they kind of hold each other together. So Go Figure Go says Javits center for NYCC this year was 3.3 million square feet. No wonder why it looked so empty. And he said,
I still don't think it was like super empty though. That's the thing.
No,
like Thursday.
I just saw the pictures that I saw were from the first couple of days. Anyways, looked kind of like Thursday didn't look as full as it usually looks like organized chaos, and it didn't quite look like that. The pictures that I saw. So
Saturday and Sunday was definitely packed though. They didn't allow, I don't think they allowed kids until Sunday. That's the thing.
Oh, interesting. That's interesting. Jordan from Canada says Ryan is cool, big HBK fan too. Yes, I know he's a big HBK. I remember him grilling Kevin about not knowing who Shawn Michaels was. Yeah, and then you got to see Dario, you got to see Lago, which is really, really awesome. Yeah, that's the thing that like makes me want to do these things. Like the cons, I don't really give a fuck as much about those. As more as I just like it would be so fun to go and just like actually put in FaceTime with people in the community, right? Like I've only got to do that with like I have a buddy, Opticon Customs. He lives in British, like same province as me, but far. Like he lives like 13 hours away or 14 hours away. And we got to hang out one night. He was in town for training for work, and we got to hang out, and it was so fucking fun, man. Like it's so fun being able to like go from like chatting through DMs online or Messenger, to like actually hanging out and having a beer and like it's just so different.
So like this year I started doing that more, right? Like I think Go Figure Go is probably the first one that I met from Instagram, and I met him in person because we found out we lived like literally 10 minutes away from each other. And I was buying some stuff from him, and I'm like, I'll just pick it up. And then like I met the Lago, then Dario.
Yeah, that's dope.
Then I went to Canada with my.
You got to see Yoko too. You took a picture with Yoko too, didn't you? Yeah, that's sweet. See, I like again, like I don't really chat with Yoko, but like just from her involvement in with toying around stream and stuff like that, right? It's just like
Mario. 7 Nights Studios.
Yeah, that's sick. See, it's another one who's like I don't really chat with Mario that much, but like have mad appreciation and respect for what he does, and he's just a creative beast, man. Like it's just
he does everything, right?
Yeah, man. He's impressive.
A lot of the camera.
Do you have any of his stands?
I kept missing it, but then he said he's got some for me, so I'm just waiting for him to ship it to me. He could have just given it to me on Saturday though.
He's his stands are the best. That's kind of how I got to know who he was, because someone recommended his flight stands to me, and once I got 2 sets back in the day, and they're like the best. Like I've bought them from 2 other people since, and like both of those are dog shit. Like I won't say who I bought from, but they're just not good. But like his are incredible. So like I'm waiting. I said to him, "Hey, you gonna do Canadian ones like for us poor suckers up north?" Because I'd really like to get a couple more sets, but yeah.
So normally I go to Comic-Con. I'll go like one day. I'll go on a Thursday just to buy stuff. I always used to go to just buy stuff. Mezco stopped going there during the pandemic, so can't really get anything from there. There was nothing really Hasbro this year.
Yes, yeah.
So last year, because I talked J Shot to go into going.
I noticed he was with you there too. So that's one of your other. He's one of your good friends, isn't he? Like,
he's actually a friend in real life. And then I got him into toy photography.
Right. I loved his entry for Toy Migos. I think I shared it. It was one of my favorite ones with the macaroni art. Oh my god, it's fucking
so the macaroni art, he didn't understand that, so I had to tell him about it. I'm like, dude, macaroni art. He's like, no, what if I did like a pizza art? I'm like, dude, they
like, trust me,
macaroni art right now. And
that's funny.
There was so many little references in his shot, right? Like from I think it was Donnie who was taking the toy photos with I think because it was Masters of the Universe, because I gave him like the little
the little ones. Yes, that's right. Very, very cool. Very cool.
So he started going on Sundays with his family, so then I would have to get a Sunday ticket. But then this year I was like, what if I wanted to meet up with people from Instagram or whatever? So I was like, we get 4-day pass.
That's sick.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Saturday was supposed to be my off day. I was gonna not go at all.
Not go, but you ended up going. Did you go all 4 days?
Yeah, I ended up going all 4 days because 796 messaged me Friday night. He's like, I'm going because I have FOMO. I'm like, I'll pick you up from the airport, and I guess I'm going again.
That's fucking amazing. I love that. See, that's what I want. I want that. Collector Express in the house. What up, man? Thanks for stopping by as per usual. Galactus was my first HasLab that I backed, and the His Tank the second. Very cool. You don't Joe at all, do you, Matchu?
I do, actually.
Yeah. Did you back his tank?
I did not. Because I don't know why I didn't.
I think they are probably some of the most fun to play with.
Oh yeah, definitely. So
they're hand candy like crazy, man. Like I remember when they first got introduced, I bought Snake Eyes. I have zero attachment to GI Joes. I never collected them as a child. The only GI Joes I collected as a kid was the Street Fighter ones. But yeah, those things are terrible. But yeah, I never really GI Joed. So but I mean, the His Tank was impressive. I don't have
Street Fighter. So going back to Street Fighter, best bad movie ever made.
Oh yeah, it's so good. Jean-Claude Van Damme as Guile. Like, come on.
It's so bad that it's good though, right?
I know. I actually recently rewatched that. I went through this kick where I rewatched a bunch of old nostalgic movies for me. Street Fighter, Masters of the Universe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was awesome. Lots of bad movies that I just have fond memories of. So
they actually opened up an Alamo Draft House not too far from here.
What's that?
It's a movie theater. I think it's like a movie theater, but they also play movies. And Kira is one of them that they're going to play this month, and I kind of want to get tickets.
Nice.
Big screen. Oh yeah.
We our theaters here, we have some cool theaters. Like we have like VIP theaters, so it's like 19 plus, and like they serve you beer and food at your seat, and it's pretty nice. Heated recliners and like pretty nice.
Yeah.
So we just went and saw Amsterdam, my wife and I, the other day. It was like that new Christian Bale movie. It was okay. I thought it'd be better, but Jordan from Canada says that toying around hotel party at Fan Expo looks so fun. Booze and toys, so fun. We need more toy hotel streams. Yeah, that's the thing, is like that. I would love that. That would be the reason I would do most of these cons, would just be so I could connect and show face. And
that's the only reason why I went 4 days.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So Go Figure Ghost says, custom Matchu by Matchu, are you near PEI? No, I'm not. I'm in British Columbia, so I'm on the other side of the country. I'm originally from Windsor, Ontario, so I actually used to be the most southern point in Ontario, in Canada, actually. But now I'm in Vancouver. I've been in Vancouver for like 15 years, and it's fucking awesome. I love it here, except it's ridiculously expensive to live here. You know. Jordan from Canada says, you guys see that Street Fighter 6 beta? It's getting rave reviews. Oh, nice. I didn't see that.
I didn't see that. I have
I'm not
following them though on Instagram.
You what, sorry? What did you just say? I didn't hear.
Oh, I have been following like the Street Fighter 6, right? On Instagram. It looks amazing. Like the artwork.
Yeah, the trailer looks really good. The trailer that I saw. So I probably won't play it just because like I don't, like I said, my most modern device is a Nintendo Switch or an Xbox 360. Like I don't play video games. So but I mean it looks cool. And Street Fighter is one of those things that like I could pick up anywhere and like I could like it's like a muscle memory for me. I remember how to play it from when I was younger, right? So who's your favorite Street Fighter character?
It's gotta be Ken.
Ken? Good choice.
I'm a huge Ken fan.
Yeah, Ken's cool. I like Ken. I'm definitely more of a Chun-Li guy myself. She's my go-to, or Blanca.
Yeah. I blame Cheney, by the way. Cheney for
those?
Me going down this rabbit hole of Street Fighter
figures. Oh, I remember because we talked about Blanca. You asked me about if he was worth it, and I said he was.
Yeah. And I got
Cheney. Yeah, I remember that. So yeah, I'm really excited for those Jada toys Street Fighter. I think they look really good. And I'll be happy to fill in that roster with Jada stuff. I mean, I would rather have Bandai, but it doesn't seem like that's going to be the case. So
I don't know if they're going to get back to that line. If they did,
if they do, they'll probably do Street Fighter 6 though, which to me, I'm trying to stay focused on more original design. Some are passable, but you know. But yeah. Collector Express says, I didn't back the Engine of Vengeance. I just don't see the value there. Plus, I'm also a car guy, and with it being a knockoff Dodge Charger instead of an actual Charger, it kills it for me. That is very fair.
Yeah.
Especially if you're a car person and it's not that.
Right.
Yeah. Ooh.
I mean, they
Night, Go Figure Go. Thank you for stopping by, man. Really appreciate that. Yeah. I'm not a car. I'm not a vehicle guy either. I'm literally like the biggest like nerd hermit. Like I just stay home and eat like a fat piece of shit and play with toys and customize. That's it. That's like all I do.
Lately I've just been home either renovating or playing with toys or trying to figure out a shot and then not actually shooting it. I don't know why.
Yeah.
So
let's talk about that for a little bit. What's kind of your process when it comes time to, like, obviously you need to be inspired by something to want to pick it up and take a picture of it. Like,
right.
What's your, how does that happen?
So like once I started playing around with the figure, making sure like checking all the articulation, getting the poses. Once I get the pose down, right, got to figure out the setting they're going to be in. So like I have a bunch of dios that were made by some of my friends. I also have the extreme sets, the cardboard cutout ones.
Yes. That's what you use in your wrestling one, right? The fan one?
The arena one, yeah. Mm-hmm. I want to get the old school, like they're in the balconies and stuff like that, like the cool. ECW one. You know what I mean? Cool. You know what I'm talking about? So then once I get the pose, the location, then I do the lighting. The lighting I think is probably most important to me, followed by the pose.
What do you use for your lights? Do you use anything in particular, or do you kind of just have a bunch of random like one-off?
I started out with room cubes, but those things die so quick.
Do they?
Yeah.
I kind of did a little bit of research on Loom Cube, and as much as they seem very user friendly, the reviews I had a lot was that they overheat and that the batteries are not substantial.
They suck.
That's too bad.
I'm sorry if you have you don't have a Loom Cube sponsorship, right?
No,
So
I don't.
primarily I used Falconized Lights.
Falconized.
Yeah, they're little LED light panels. Let me get it.
Cool. Yeah, because as I was mentioning earlier, it's one of those things that I'm slowly finding myself more interested in as I take pictures week after week for my thumbnails.
Yeah.
And this is really the first time, the one that I did for today's episode.
Dude,
with
yours
Deadpool.
that shot is amazing, by the way. I love it.
Thanks, man. Yeah, no, see, like the thing is like where I fail is like, you know, the lighting and stuff is not my strong.
Lighting
Like
is
I
great.
just don't. Yeah, but that most of it's a filter, to be really honest with you. It's just like I took a picture, I kind of played with the shadows and stuff a bit, and then like I put a filter on it. And like, you know, for me, like I don't need it to be top quality. I'm just really having fun with it. And like I've been enjoying it. And it's like I used to when I started doing these WIP Wednesdays. I like dreaded Mondays because Mondays was when I would set up the studio, I would take my thumbnail, and I would just be like, fuck, I have to take this stupid picture. But like the last few weeks, I've been getting more. Like when I did the kit bashing episode, I did a picture of Deadpool in like a donut floaty in a pile, in like a sea of body parts of Marvel Legends body parts. And I just like, I fucking was so happy with the shot. And ever since then, I've been trying to like, take it up a notch. And this is the first one where like I have one diorama. It sits on my customizing table, and like it's more just like an inspiration station. It's where I put a couple figures that are, you know, new-ish that I'm still kind of playing around with. And then that's where I've been taking all my shots. So this is actually the first time where I did not use that diorama. I did like a digi diorama where I just did like a computer screen in the back, and then I took my wife's sweater to mimic the blanket and the floor or whatever. And
it worked, dude.
Yeah, it worked well. I love it, man. I've been having so much fun, and I'm gonna keep working at it. But the next thing I'm going to start playing with is lighting, I think, because I'm gonna just do it like baby steps, just a little bit here and there. So
I mean, you're not gonna get everything overnight, right? Like I didn't get it overnight. Like I didn't start out as like a photographer or anything.
But like you do that? You do that for like a job, don't you?
Yeah, I do more videography, and I actually made this Instagram just so that way I can practice my lighting of subjects for videos, right? So,
well, you've grown that pretty good because it's pretty. I mean, especially considering what everybody else out there who's doing this does. I know there's some who have huge followings, but like, man, your following's pretty good. Like, it's pretty big for toy photography, right? Like
I think I got a huge chunk of it because I started doing reels very early.
Yes, you did. You always had cool ones too, because that's where you put your video editing to work.
Right. And then like it was just hard to keep up because it's like too many things. Like everybody's trying to do reels at that point to grow their page, and I was just doing it to have fun, you know.
Yeah.
Just messing around. These are the lights I use. So
those are very cool.
These are RGB, and they're magnetic in the back, so you can like stick them on.
Oh, nice! That's
and then
helpful.
They have the little screw, so you can put it on like a little tripod.
Put it onto a stand. Yep.
Yeah. So they have a daylight setting. They have different effects, like different scene effects. I don't want to like shine it on the camera, but this one's dead. Okay, so.
Oh wow.
These are the colored ones. I never go 100% saturation on my shots for colored photos. I just feel like that would just completely drown it out.
Right. Yeah, totally.
So then there are also different scenes. Right. So this is the TV, like somebody's watching TV. Right.
Oh, cool. So it kind of like flickers on them a little bit.
Yeah. This is like a candlelight setting.
That is very, very cool.
And this is what is this one? I don't know. A party?
Discotheque.
Strobe light. It's a strobe light. But you get it, right? They also have like the police sirens and stuff like that, and I'm a seizure if this thing goes off.
So what does one of those run you? Like what is the cost on something like that?
So they have a newer version, and I think this one goes for $80.
Oh, that's totally reasonable.
Yeah, I do use this a lot, and I have 3 of them.
Okay.
You can get pretty good deals on like Black Friday.
Nice. I should keep an eye on it. And what are those ones called? Sorry, I'm taking notes over here like an old man. I'm just writing on a piece of paper.
They're called Falconized F7 Pocket Light.
All right.
Yeah, and then you can also it takes a USB-C, so you can just charge it while you're still using it too.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. My current setup when I redid my shelves afterwards, I redid my desk space because now that I'm doing live streams consistently, my setup wasn't really set up for all these extra USB lights and power sources. So I ended up running a bunch of like power bars and like, all that shit to kind of make my setup a little more user friendly every week instead of having to just start from the ground up. So
I actually got a brand new desk because my cousin found
nice.
a good deal. It was like $70 for like
Nice.
a gaming desk, and it moves up and down.
Oh, I like those.
But
That'll be my next purchase when I do something with those.
I do like the standing option.
Me too. I have a standing desk at work, and it's nice.
Or if you're working on something, you just need to get a little higher.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
Yeah, I agree. Collector Express is definitely looking forward to getting the Jada Street Fighter figures. Going to be going down the Marvel vs. Capcom rabbit hole.
Oh,
yeah, me too. I'm looking forward to Jada's Street Fighter, but I'm looking more forward to their Mega Man because I'm a huge Mega Man fan, and I'm happy to see we're finally getting some Robot Masters in there. So Jordan from Canada says, Customs, we got to keep the food theme going. Yes, last week we talked about baked goods all week, like the whole live stream. Gotta ask Matchu Toy, what is favorite pizza slice in the tri-state region?
Ooh. Like place? Like, so Staten Island
I'm assuming that's what you mean. Yeah, that's one of the things I remember vividly about my time in New York was there is no shortage of pizza.
Right. So it really depends on your mood. Here by my parents' house, there's a place called Rustic Pizza, and they have really good personal pizzas too.
Nice.
My go-to is always pepperoni though.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I like other things too, but when it comes down to it, I'm always pepperoni or I like Hawaiian too. I'm one of those who likes pineapple.
All right, we're good. Okay, I was gonna ask you pineapple on, and
I do like pineapple on pizza.
I'm one of those.
I do very much. What Mega Man is that? Is that the Sentinel or is that the?
Yes. I picked this up in Comic-Con also.
Oh, nice. That's beautiful. Let's get a closer look at that.
Yeah.
I have the D-Arts one, and I wish the Sentinel came out right after I got the D-Arts one, and I wish I would have waited.
I actually got this from D Amazing.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Shout out D Amazing. That guy's so fucking talented.
Oh yeah. Super
talented.
He needles me on everything too.
And I bet he does.
I got a lot of my posing from him too. Like watching videos, like how he poses stuff. Him, Jay Hernandez.
Yeah, Jay's mine. Yeah, Jay's definitely the one for me that got me like wanting to be tighter with my poses, and like his especially a lot of his older stuff, like nothing wrong with his newer stuff too, but like that, he was one of the first action figure photographers I followed.
Yes,
was just Jay. So
and The Amazing. I also
The Amazing too. Very good.
Work more or less all of them.
Yeah, Jason. Yeah, he's a very nice man too. We actually spoke the other day.
I worked with him this year. That was also another thing that I did.
Oh, that's dope. That's so cool. Yeah, he's so fucking talented. There's so many, like, honestly, there's no shortage of incredible talent in the action figure photography realm. Like, there's so much. There's so many good people.
It's so cool when you get to like collab with other people, you know what I mean?
Totally. I got to collaborate on a custom figure with Pounds. I am, was it 978 Customs? He does all those Spider-Man customs. Have you ever seen any of those?
I might have. Yeah.
I think he actually might be based out of New York as well, actually. Okay. But he's known for his Spider-Man customs. Like his line work is, I've never seen anything like it. It's so clean. It's super, super clean. And he's like known for doing good like webbing on on like the Spider-Man costumes and stuff. It's like what he's kind of known for. And I built 2 doppelganger figures, one for me and one for him. I built them and then I sent them to him and he painted them for me.
Oh, nice.
So instead of like charging me, I built one for him, and instead of me charging him, he painted one for me. So it was kind of just like a trade. And yeah, and it was awesome. And like it was so cool to get that back and be like, oh my god, dude! Even like he even paints the web lines like inside the joints and stuff, like on.
That's sick.
Yeah, man, it's crazy, dude. It's so crazy. So it's very, very well done.
That's the only thing that I didn't like about the Hasbro figure. The Renew Your Vows one.
The like, Renew Your Vows? Yeah.
Yeah, the webbing I was like a little iffy about.
Yeah.
Like, even if so, on mine, like when I use the butterfly joint all the way, you can see how
you can see it's missing some.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder if mine's like that. I didn't notice it if it was, but I just ordered a second set because I wanted to have one to kind of keep on my on my table, so I kind of had something to play with.
Oh, this I'm always playing with this one. I really like this figure.
Me too. I'm a big fan. It's really nice.
It's an Amazing Fantasy, and the Amazing Fantasy.
I love the Amazing Fantasy one way more than I thought I was going to.
Yeah, if it just had the toe hinge.
I agree.
Yeah. Dude.
Yeah, but it's a good base body. I hope we get to see more of it.
Yeah.
So it's really fucking nice. So I'd love to get a few. I'm gonna kind of watch for them to drop in price, and then if they do, then I'll pick up a couple because I want to do an original X-Men team, like the original 5 and their old classic costumes.
Oh, you're gonna use
but that. I want something that's not so built. Like I want something that's like a little, more teen aesthetic.
Yeah.
So, and I feel like that would be a good choice for Cyclops and Angel. So, and plus you'd get all that extra articulation, which would be great too. So,
dude, I don't know what Hasbro has to use like this whole torso.
The ab crunch. I agree. Yeah. I agree. It should be standard at this point, to be honest.
Right.
Should be. So yeah, it makes such a huge difference in the emotion that you can get out of a pose. Like it takes it up another notch, which is awesome.
So my favorite Spider-Man figure is probably the Sentinel one, right?
Sentinel Miles or Sentinel Peter B or Peter?
I don't know if I can choose because they go hand in hand for me, right?
They really do.
So like if I go on a trip, like I went to Canada, I took both of them, right?
Nice.
I don't separate them. They're actually
they're a unit.
The buggy.
Nice.
Buggy. But like, I don't know. This one it's up there. Like I play with this. I agree. My Mafex one.
Do you really? Wow. I like the Mafex one. I just find that it seems out of place in a Marvel Legends display. Like the body type is too different.
It is. I mean, even this still fits in a Marvel Legends display, but it's a little thinner, right?
Yes.
Like you said.
Yeah. Which I think works. I think
because the hands, right? Because the hands are so small.
Maybe. Yeah. So, but I mean, Spider-Man is one of my favorites as well. So, and again, right? Like I love having a Spider-Verse shelf. I love having multiple Spider-Man all together. I just think they look cool. And he's one of those characters that has so many iconic poses that it's like, it's nice to have multiples of him so you can have him represented in all of those poses. You know what I mean?
Forms, right?
Yeah, totally.
I really want to take a picture of him in like the ring going against somebody.
Oh, dude, you should do it with that new Macho Man. It could be Bonesaw.
That's what I was thinking.
You ain't going anywhere.
I got you for 3 minutes.
That's great. Yeah, see, that's like the fact that he can hit those poses is great. Yeah. And that's what we need as a standard now for Marvel Legends. Right. That's one of the things that like I would love to see them do now that the prices are where they're at. Like, man, we need to start getting better articulation. We need to start getting more hands, more alt parts. Like,
right.
We need that. If we're paying, I mean, in Canada, we're paying great. Like Toys R Us is insane prices here. Like they're like $50 for a Marvel Legends. Like it's fucking insane. It's crazy.
It's close to import prices.
It is. It is. They're closer than they've ever been. So yeah, but even like the NECA stuff too, right? Like they were bringing in NECA stuff, which was like all of a sudden we're like, oh my god, we actually have a NECA plug here in Canada. That's so great. Then you look at the sets, like I think the 4-pack Ninja Turtles, the last set, the green, the brighter green colored ones, you know, like
they're
like
expensive.
that 4-pack was $250 Canadian.
Yeah,
Fucking
and
insane.
Toys R Us, they're the only thing behind a glass case.
Yep. It's crazy, dude. So crazy. So it's just like, it's hard. Like, I want to be able to support, and I'd love to support Toys R Us and keep it alive, but it's just like the prices, they've outpriced themselves comparatively to everybody else. Like we don't, you know what I mean? Like Walmart's still selling Legends at 30, I think it's $36.99 or something like that. But Toys R Us is like $44.99, I think. It's like, it's ridiculous. But sometimes you can get a deal with like a clearance or something. Like I bought 2 of those Andros, the in space Power Ranger. There's like an all black costume where he wears like this brown like bathrobe looking thing.
No, I saw it. Like
yeah, and like
Toys R Us when I saw it.
They were discounted at my Toys R Us down to $17, and I picked up a couple. And then when I picked them up, I was like, I kind of don't want to fodderize these. Like I kind of like how they look. They're cool, all solid black Rangers, and it's just like they're just really sharp looking, right?
They have really good articulation.
Yes, they do. They can hit some pretty perfect poses. So yeah. Jordan from Canada says, I'm stupid, I'll buy it. Did you buy yours from there, Jordan? Do you collect NECA? I love NECA. We could talk about NECA for a little bit. Do you do NECA, obviously?
Yes.
Are you, when it comes to turtle stuff, what are you collecting? Are you collecting toon stuff? Are you collecting video game? Are you collecting movies? What do you got?
So I started out with the movie turtles.
Movie.
I lucked out and got them from GameStop for like when they were like $22.
Nice. Yep, I do.
It took forever to ship, but when you finally got them, it was like
you didn't have to pay arm and a leg for it because that's what they were going for.
And they look amazing.
Oh my god, they're still to this day in my top 10 of all of my collection. They're for sure in there. Like they're amazing. They move well. They're well engineered. They look eerily realistic.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Then I got into the tunes a little bit, but I didn't buy every single thing that came out from the tune line. Just things that I remember because
there's a lot of filler in there.
Yeah.
Sure.
I got the disguise pack.
Nice. That's a great set.
Yeah, and J-Shot was able to get me the newer one, the lighter green one.
Yes, I can't remember what the name for them. There's a name for them.
4-pack, I think, right?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
And then I also got the Channel 6
set.
Yeah, I got that from a work trip actually. So I didn't
that's great.
Target randomly, and I was like, I gotta pick this up.
That's cool. Yeah, I picked up that one as well.
The cameras and the lights.
Yeah. I have all those put aside in case I ever want to use them for a picture or something like that. They don't really live in my display, but it's like cool to have, right? That's actually where I got that phone from this picture that I took with Deadpool from.
Oh,
is from that set. I think it came with like the stuff for like Burns' desk.
Yes,
like the phone and the.
I actually haven't opened it like fully yet. I only inspected it, but it's just been in the box in the corner like all the time. So
I find I'm more hesitant to open NECA stuff only because I hate all the twist ties that they use to hold them in place.
Yes.
And I pretty much by default will put all of my NECA stuff into a hot water bath because I'm too worried about them breaking. They've gotten a lot better over the last year.
They have. I've learned the hard way.
Yeah, have you? Yeah, see?
Donatello, left elbow. I tried to move it and it just snapped.
Oh, that sucks.
But because he has an elbow pad, just lodge it up there, just let it rest there. So
is that what you do then? You just
he's just holding his staff like this. But
so at least that keeps it in place.
Yeah,
keeps it in place.
The elbow pad is just holding him in place. So I also got this. This is probably a little pricier now, I hear, right?
Oh yeah, he's expensive here. He's $90. I've seen him once and I left him behind. It killed me to do it, but I'm not spending $90 on that. I'll wait till they get discounted and I'll buy it.
Target had it. Target, I got it pre-ordered on there.
How do you like him? I know he's just
He's just a generic Legends. He's
just a Black Panther Star-Lord figure, isn't he? I think that's what he is. He's just a repaint of that, I think. Mostly.
The jacket is new though.
The jacket's new. Yeah.
But he
jacket and head.
Yeah, the legs look like the What If Star-Lord.
Yes, I think that's what they are. I'm pretty sure.
And he comes with an additional head without the hat.
Without the hat.
The hat. That's the thing.
That's cool. That's cool.
Should have came with a Rubik's Cube though.
That would have been so fucking cool.
Right.
That would have been a nice addition instead of Spider Ham that we already have.
Yes. Like I already had it.
Yeah, because he came with Gwen the first time. So
yes.
Jordan from Canada says, I want those NECA Turtles, cartoon turtles so badly. I must have them one day. I keep telling him, I have a friend who's like on the fence about getting into Toon Turtle stuff. And I just said to him, like, wait until they re-release the Turtles again, jump in, and then don't go backwards. Like, NECA's pretty good at keeping things fresh and keeping it updated. The time will come where they'll put it all out again and you won't have to pay the aftermarket prices for it, right? So yeah, I kind of said to him, like, just wait. They'll put out Turtles like once a year, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So just
and now companies are re-releasing stuff that you never thought they would release, right?
I know, it's great, right? Mafex has been doing that. SHF has been doing that. So yeah,
I'll admit I was mad when I saw that they re-released the Anakin from Episode 3.
Yeah.
I paid. That's one of my grails, and I paid.
Yeah, I like that figure a lot.
All
of my main Star Wars characters are SH figure arts. So do you do much Black Series or no?
This whole side is Black Series and
okay.
SHF. I have like a couple of Mafex. I did like the Mando Mafex.
I also like the Mando Mafex. I was a little bummed that he had single jointed knees, but aside from that, I thought he was good.
I thought his proportions were better than the SHF were.
Me too. But I like the accessories that SHF comes with better, especially that newer released one that came with the spear finally. And
yes, I have that also. The Luke SHF is
Well, which one? Do you talk about Jedi Luke or Farm Boy Luke? Well, I love Farm Boy Luke. It's one of my favorites.
I never got the Farm Boy Luke, but I do have
really good.
I have Return of the Jedi Luke, and I have the newer one that came out from.
Nice. I have Return of the Jedi from the first time they re-released it. So I didn't get the initial one, but I got the re-release.
I got the re-release also.
Yeah. So I like it, but I almost bought that Mandalorian Luke. I didn't, but I almost did.
So the only gripe I have about that is the Mandalorian Luke. I do not have it with the cloak anymore because I found out that it dyes the neck.
Oh,
yeah. So
interesting.
The neck was all black. So like I picked him up because I was gonna go for a shot with him, and I'm like, why is it all black on his neck? And I took off the cloak and I was like, oh,
that's so weird. It dye is tricky because like I've used dye on customs, and over time the dye will actually cut through the paint and clear coat. So like I did a Venom, a 90s Bagley style Venom on a Omega Red body or a Warpath body, and when I dyed it, I did the white logo on it, and about 8 months later, I noticed like the whole lower torso, all the white turned like dark gray.
Oh,
because the dye went cut through it.
Yeah,
and it's like so now I'm very selective about where I use dye. Like it's only in
even the wrestling figures when they have soft goods.
Yep.
If you take like the Macho Man had marks on his arms from the shirt.
Interesting. There must be some kind of a. I mean, that's obviously what's happening is the dye that they're using to do the designs on things are seeping out and into the plastic. Because I think plastic is like pretty porous too, right? So like it probably absorbs a lot of that. And that's interesting.
Over time.
Yeah. So, let's see what else we got here. What do you so far? So for 2020, I know you're gonna do a top video of the year of all the figures, but What's
I
currently
don't-
sitting? What's
I
that?
don't do that. The top.
You're not going to do that, no?
I don't. But I might have to because like
You should. You would do such a cool. Your presentation would be so good.
I'll have to think about it because you're not the only one who's asked me about it.
Well, again, like we talked about your reels earlier and how, like that was one of the things that really drew me. Well, I shouldn't actually say that. Your pictures are the things that the first thing that really caught my eye from you was your name, because I was like, hey, we have the same name. and I had people who asked me, hey, these pictures are sick, man. And I'm like, cool, but that's not me. Like, I
Everybody would
don't
ask
take
me,
pictures.
Are you Customs by Matchu also? I'm like, no.
People always ask me, especially because it's of the name, right? They would just assume that I had a separate account for photos versus customs, right?
And for the longest time, I never showed my face on my Instagram.
So. Right? Yeah. I only show it for live streams, but like, but yeah. So like, the first thing that obviously caught me was that. But then as I kind of followed along and saw what you were doing, I was like, oh, holy fuck, this guy's a very, very talented photographer. And then one of the things that really started to stand out to me was, like you said, you were one of the first people to really do reels in a way that was like impressive. There's lots of people who just take videos and throw some text on it and away they go. But like the way you were cutting your scenes together, the way you were, there was more to your reels than just this 30-second video that you shot and you slapped together. Like there was actually some thought into what you were doing, your transitions from scene to scene, and those are the things that really stood out to me a lot, right? So doing that sort of thing, like some sort of a video for top figures of the year, I think that would be so fucking cool, man. I think you would do. See, Jordan from Canada says his reels are crazy, great effects. Yeah, they are, man. They're just impressive. They're a step above everybody else, I find, because again, you can tell you put the effort in. Like you can tell you sit down and actually look at it and are like, okay, I want this to be visually appealing.
That cap reel, so that's the one that really.
Oh man, that was one of the first ones that really caught me too, right? That cap one, all the different. Oh man, no, I think that was one. That one got you a lot of love, didn't it? Because I think that's when Mario
did 1 million views.
Started. Yeah, man,
that broke 1 million views. I was like, whoa, and it took a while. It didn't happen overnight. Like, I did a few. Like, I did the Luke Skywalker reel. I did that one after that.
Right.
That one didn't get as much love, but I guess people were looking at that and going to my page, and then the cap reel started picking up again. So it hit like, I think it hit like around like 90K views at that time, and then all of a sudden it just shot up even more.
Jumped. Yeah, that's crazy.
And then so like I was waiting for this cap, like a lot of people were waiting for this cap for like almost 2 years.
Forever. Oh my god.
I got it, took a few pictures of it. I was like, I got to do a reel of this with like a different poses. And I was like thinking of like Jay Hernandez and how he does his posing. But I was like, well, I have this Edelkrone thing where I can move it. And it's basically like a robotic jib. That's what it is. So it's a robotic arm. I program the movements, and I can sequence the movements, and it repeats it every time. So like what I did was, I just posed the figure a different way each time. Then I cut it to the beat of the song. And that's
so cool.
Yeah.
That's so
And my
cool.
favorite pose was probably when he did the shield kick.
Because the shield kick was dope, man. That was such a good one. So fucking good.
I wedged it into his boot with the the attachment. With
the hinge?
Yeah. In the hinge, but like where it had the attachment to go on the hand.
To come off the hand?
Yeah. So it's just like sitting there with the plastic, but it looks like he's kicking it, and I have him on a side kick. So that one was just bouncing. I did it one take, put it down. I'm like, this is the one that sells the whole thing.
Yeah, that's sweet, man. Well, I will say that I remember talking to you at that time, because at the time, aside from doing the reels and I was being super impressed, we were talking about your stealth suit custom. Yes. So like we were in communication quite a bit at that point. And honestly, man, like your reels, like you actually sold me on keeping that figure, because like I was so frustrated with that figure, because it took forever. And when it finally came out, I felt so underwhelmed by it. But then I kept seeing all the pictures that you were posting, and I was like, all right, I'm going to give this a chance and really let me try to have some fun with this. Yeah, see, that looks dope.
A lot of people were saying I sold them on this figure, because
man, you did, seriously. Yeah.
And then I kept coming out with like different. I got like 3 versions of those figures, right? I got and I also have the hold on, because like I had an extra one, so I made the Age of Ultron version.
Oh, nice.
So I just gave him the white stripe, basically.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, that works. Yeah, that looks perfect. I did a custom. I had a regular customer who I used to do a bunch of Captain America stuff for, and I did a custom Age of Ultron Captain America for him back in the day. Like on the Endgame body when they did the Endgame Marvel Legend figure, that was like a bit more beefy. Because the Age of Ultron figure we got from Marvel Legends was on that smaller MCU Cap body from back in the day. So, man, I love how that moves. That's so fluid and like perfect.
Yeah.
That looks sick. That's so cool. Yeah, I might need to bug you at some point because I want to take proper like videos. Actually, Jordan from Canada wrote earlier, Matchu Toys, please watch Customs by Matchu recent collection self-stream. Great to leave on in the back room. Very fun to watch. Yeah, so a couple weeks ago, I walked through all of my shelves one by one and just went through it and kind of talked about any customs that were in it and whatever. It took quite a long time, almost 3 hours. But yeah, like the where was I gonna go with that? We were talking about I lost my train of thought. Videos. Yes. I want to do something using my Sony. So I usually use my iPhone, but I'd like to use my Sony and get a clear picture and like some of the transitions that you do and stuff like that. I may eventually have to bug you about that because I just don't. I'm not good with any of that. But
so what do you use to edit your videos?
I only have iMovie because that's just what is on my Mac. So what do you recommend?
So on my phone, actually, when I'm lazy, I actually just use CapCut.
CapCut.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
It's a video editing app on your phone. I don't know if they have
breaking out my pad of paper again.
I could always DM you these questions, these answers.
That's okay. I've been making notes, so we're good.
I gotta start taking physical notes because I always say I'm taking mental notes, but then I always forget.
That's the problem. That's the problem.
Right. I seriously think that I do have undiagnosed ADHD.
I blame a lot of it on the weed myself, but not gonna lie, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, so CapCut. That's an interesting. Yeah, I the only reason I use iMovie is because it's pretty user friendly for someone who doesn't know what they're doing. And
dude, that's what I started with.
Is it? Yeah.
Back in I think it was 2016, 2017 when I started doing videos. So I started doing videos for the gym that I go to.
Oh, okay.
I go to a CrossFit gym that was like 2 blocks away.
Okay.
They had a photographer, but they didn't have a videographer. And that was when
were you cutting videos for them for like promotional stuff for them? Is that what you were doing?
Basically, I was just taking the videos of them working out and then putting it on their Instagram. And then I learned how to use Premiere to cut everything on just by watching YouTube.
Cool.
And then I started doing After Effects, adding like different special effects, text on the screen, so that way it would show like the workout of the day. And then it just spiraled from there.
That's cool, man. It's cool when you can pull from like work into and then find something useful in that in your hobbies, right? Like it's pretty cool.
That gym is where I met Jay Shot. And
cool.
He's been connecting me with work ever since because they use me for video stuff too.
That's cool, man. So are you mostly freelance then? Do you just kind of work on? Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah. That's awesome. It's always interesting when people have those hobbies that, like I said, bleed into real life. And I know it's probably not, they're probably very different, but a lot of the things can be utilized on both sides. Right. So that's really cool. My work is not really, doesn't really offer me anything in terms of usefulness for my hobby. it's a creative outlet in some senses because I work in the bakery world. So, when I'm making donuts and shit like that, a lot of the stuff I think of or come up with ideas for is like,
if you're making donuts and putting the frosting and stuff, isn't it almost like customizing?
It is in a sense. Yeah, totally. And there are some things like those are the little things, right? Where like those do bleed over. But most of my job is office work. Like I only get to play with dough and stuff every once in a while, special occasions. So right now I'm doing it a lot because we just opened a new store and it's really understaffed. So I'm having to work 2 days a week making donuts, which is a breath of fresh air. It's nice, but it's also exhausting because my day job doesn't stop. So it's like when I'm not in the office, my work still is waiting for me there when I get back. So it's challenging. It's challenging to juggle all that stuff. So yeah. Jordan from Canada says, I feel Matchu Toy is gifted visually. The composition of his room, the way he wants the viewer to see things, has he always been a visual person? Has he considered making a live action film? Great questions.
I've never actually thought about making a live action film, but I guess I have been a very visual person since I was a kid. I started out drawing. That's how I got into everything, is drawing. The first thing I remember when I was a kid was drawing the Ninja Turtles, and I was, I think I was pretty good at it. And then my parents put me in art school for probably about a year or two. That didn't really go anywhere because Asian parents want you to focus on your studies and not art. So I don't even know why they bothered to put me in art school. I think it was just like a daycare almost.
They're like, don't worry, this will fizzle out. We'll oversaturate it, and hopefully he'll get out of it.
Yeah, I actually went to college for engineering.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I did, but I didn't graduate with engineering. I switched to graphic arts because I was like, this is more me.
Yeah, fair enough. That happened to me in college. I went to college. I had great marks. I went for advertising, and like I was so good at it, but like I could not see myself ever doing that like as a job. And like I stopped after 2 years. I didn't have like top of the class, but like I was up there, and like my teachers were all like, why are you quitting? You're good. Like you actually have a potential to like do something with this. And I'm like, yeah, but I don't want to do this. Like this is all not. There's one component of advertising that appeals to me, and it's a spot that's like the trickiest to get into, which is like the copywriting, right? It's like coming up with the ideas and making the ads, and that's what I wanted to do, but like I just wasn't strong enough in that area to probably really realistically make that happen, right? So yeah. Jordan's on the same page as us. He said, I drew Ninja Turtles in my 2 in my notebook, still do. Yeah, well, the thing is they're easy, especially when you're comparing them to the old Playmates toys, right? Because the mouse were like an 8, so you could do like an 8 with the gritty teeth, and they were very shape based. It was easy to make them look good because there were lots of shapes.
They're not the human face.
Yeah, exactly. It's when that's the kind of shit that like I hate doing, right? Like I'm not good at that stuff. Still, I'm not to this day. Like with customizing, there's certain things where like I just stray away from, right? I get a lot of people who will reach out and be like, oh, I got a job for you, man. Can you like paint this face or whatever, do a head sculpt? And I'm just like, hey, do you follow me? Like I never do that stuff. Why would you ask me to do that of all things? Like that's like literally the worst thing. I'm there's like 3 things that I'm really, really bad at. I'm really bad at face sculpts. I'm really bad at hair, and like I'm getting better at face painting, but like it's been a bumpy ride for sure. So
you've been doing this stuff for a long time now, right?
Long time. Yeah, 8 years, something like that. Been a long time. So yeah. But I mean, I love it. It's like one of those things that like when I start customizing, all of my troubles disappear, and it's awesome. It's a drug in itself, really.
Do you get like hyper focused into it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
You do get hyper focused into it.
The thing is like I try not to lose focus. I'm one of those people who like I don't work, I've seen a lot of customizers who will have like 20 work in progresses on the go, and I'm just like, how do you get anything done like that?
I can't do that. I have to do one project.
Me neither. I always say like I'm mindful of my time because the prep process for me takes about 6 hours, and that's, a lot of dremeling, a lot of sanding, but because I live in an apartment building, I have to be super mindful of when I'm doing those things. Like I can't just Dremel at any time. I have to keep it kind of before 10 p.m. Yeah, I have to. It's just quiet time, right? I can't do it during quiet time. So yeah, so like I have to be super mindful of that sort of thing, right? And yeah, so like I might have like 2 figures that are like prepped, ready to go, but I really only work on 2 to 3 figures at a time, and I kind of treat each one as like I finish one and I get to gift myself the next one to work on. Like I don't work outside of it. I may kit bash stuff together just to have some fun every once in a while, but like, yeah, there's 3 focused projects on my table, and that's how it is. Like I don't want to be that person that has 20 things on the go and I can't finish anything. You know what I mean? Like,
I feel you on that one.
Yeah. So
I'm always kit bashing figures also, and then that's how I lose my parts to certain things.
Well,
you're somewhere, I know it.
Kit bashing is very, very therapeutic. And, I did that live stream a few weeks ago where I did a whole session of kit bashing. And I think I kit bashed like 7 figures for like, that I plan on starting next year, basically. Right. And, there's just something super therapeutic about just seeing what works, piecing shit together and all that stuff. So yeah. Jordan from Canada says, very impressed with the Havoc and those X-Men style Power Ranger customs that you made. Also, kit bash that Billy gun so fast. Yeah, man, that came together so fucking quick. And then the other day, we're gonna wrap it up here in a minute, but I got my morph figures in finally.
Oh wow!
And the first thing I did, I got 2 of them. I got one to keep with my cell shaded stuff, and then this one I'm gonna put in my regular X-Men display. But I took all the cell shading off of them,
So what do you use to take off the cell shading?
I don't have it right at my disposal, but the product is called Winsor & Newton Paint Remover or Paintbrush Cleaner. And it doesn't take much, man. I usually use it on a paper towel. I just put a little bit on a paper towel and you just slowly scrub off what you want. You just have to be mindful because like it definitely takes the paint off, and it's not as harsh as like acetone. Acetone could like literally eat through your figures.
Yeah. I was worried about.
I think this one, if you like soaked it in it, it probably would damage the figure, but like keeping it minimal to how much is actually on the figure itself, it works so well. And I bought it off Amazon. It was cheap. I think it was like $15 Canadian or something, like dirt cheap.
And then you rinse it off with water?
Yeah, my kind of rule of thumb anytime I'm doing customizing stuff is I have a toothbrush, a hard bristled toothbrush that I use, and I just use it with dish soap. And just anytime you paint, like I even tell people, if you're just painting a figure, there's a lot of chemicals in the mold releases that these factories use. And if you're even just doing minor painting, like just detail painting, give it a good scrub with dish soap and a toothbrush or some sort of a scrub brush before you paint it. Let it dry, and your paint will stick to it like way better, because it's just you're scrubbing away all those chemicals, right? And it'll give it something better to kind of hold on to. So but yeah, cool. Well, I think we're gonna wrap this up. We're 2 hours in. Matchu, I know it goes fast. It always goes fast. I always look at it like at the halfway point and I'm like, okay, we still got an hour. And then I look again and I'm like, oh my god, where did that fucking hour go? Dude, thanks very much for taking time. I know we're 3 hours apart time wise, so I know it's pretty late there for you.
I'm usually playing video games at this time.
I appreciate that you gave up your video game time to hang out with me and just shoot the shit. And it's cool because we finally can debunk that we're the same person. We're both here in the flesh talking to each other. This would take but then again, this would take mad skills that you have. So we might not be out of the clear yet.
I can't change faces on the video. Although
this is just a makeup job. I hope you know.
It's a deep fake.
It's a deep fake. But dude, seriously, thanks very much for taking the time to hang out with me tonight and to shoot the shit with us. Anything you want to say before we head out? Got anything coming up that we should be keeping our eyes open for? Or
Nothing really. I mean, I might be going to ToyCon in New Jersey this
Oh
week.
yes, nice. I think D Blake Makes is there, right? He's
D Blake
man.
Make.
He does that con circuit hard, eh?
Oh yeah. I mean, like everybody's
Hustle.
like, getting his stuff now, so like
That's
he
sick.
has to do it. They want it. I want more. I have so
It's
many
sweet.
of them already.
Yeah, it's awesome. He's so talented. He's so talented. Oh my god. Jordan from Canada says I may have to name my son Matchu. I
Do
like
it.
that.
Do it. It's more unique than Matthew. So
It's true. It's true. Is Matchu just I think you went over this when you were on Kevin's show, but did Matchu just come from, is that like something that one of your parents called you, or is that
my
just
family says my name the way their accent is.
okay, so it's Matchu. So that's why it's Matchu then.
Yeah. So Matchu, and they would always like, my aunt would be like Matchu Koi, because like I think Koi was like some kind of like good luck or endearing term or something.
Okay.
But like if I just replace toy with Koi, that works.
It
right?
does. It's
That's why I
perfect.
put Matchu Toy.
Matchu Toy works perfectly. My dad used to call me Matchu. He would say it in a silly voice, but yeah, that's where it came from. And then a few years ago when I was deciding on if I was going to like rebrand or keep the name, I was kind of on the fence about keeping the name, and then I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna keep it because it reminds me of my dad. So
there you go.
There we go.
We both get reminded about family with those.
That's right. See? It's adding more fire to the fuel to the fire.
Yeah. maybe we're I was gonna say we're in the same family, but who knows?
I don't think I have any Filipino in my family, but I might. But I don't know. I'm pretty pasty white, so
I have some Canadians in my family. So
well, there you go. See, Canadians, good times. Well, listen, man, I really appreciate you taking the time. Thank you very much. And thank you to everybody in the chat who's always hanging around. Jordan, I didn't see Marcus tonight. Marcus, he didn't show, but that's okay. We'll say hello to him. Hello, Marcus, if you're watching on the replay.
Hello.
But yeah, thank you to everybody for being here. And next week, something, I don't know what yet, but something. Maybe I'll hopefully go back to some customizing. Still working on secret projects that I can't share, but we'll see. I am working on this dope Age of Apocalypse Quicksilver that I pieced together on my live stream a few weeks ago, and now I'm ready to start working on him. I prepped him this week, so
nice.
I already filled his peg holes, so he should be a pretty easy one. So maybe next week.
I do need a Quicksilver for my Brotherhood.
There you go. This is going to be an Age of Apocalypse.
Yeah.
I'm right now. That's on my radar right now. I'm really trying to fill out that AOA team because I have room. So I'm trying to take up some of that room.
That's one of the comics that I did read when I was a kid.
Age of Apocalypse? Yeah. It's a good one. It was so confusing to me when I was younger, but then once I was older and understood what they were trying to do, I was like, "Oh, I like this." I always fell in love with the designs too. They're just interesting.
Yeah, the designs are really cool.
Yeah, very, very cool. So, okay, guys, thank you very much. Matchu, thank you very much.
Thank you.
We'll see you guys soon. Take care.